Talk Show.
It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 339.
What is going on, guys?
Can you explain to people what that is?
Yeah, so I'm playing a little sound effect that I just recorded. It's what we hear. How many times a day? 500?
More.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's actually gone out of. I don't hear it unless I'm focusing or out on the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
So our new office, we're in our new HQ, and just across the road is a Thai supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
This place is so busy. It's like crazy.
And you have a theory that the reason they have these sounds at the door is to deter junkies.
Well, as you walk in, you're hitting the alarm and it just goes off. And so there's two of them that go off and they're at sort of different spots. So it's going to get, and they've got like a bunch of stock. So my thinking is, it's to prevent people from walking in and ganking, it's a term for stealing, ganking a box of, drinks or something from the front door. Mm. So have we said it's Fat Fridays?
We haven't said it's Fat Fridays, but also a lot of people are going to be asking a question.
What's that?
Where is 3D Dill?
That's a good question. He's not here.
If you don't follow us on Instagram, disappointing.
Yeah.
But I did some Instagram stories last night and a live stream, which I think went pretty well.
Well, yeah, I saw the live stream go off. It just, I was on my own account and said the Daily Talk Show is doing a live feed, and I thought, fuck.
Yeah. What's your first thoughts when you see the Daily Talk Show is doing a live stream?
He's in a manic state.
He's gone rogue.
And I don't know what Josh I'll find. I need to give you a compliment. Mm-hmm. You know how you did that like post where you're like, Tommy doesn't really like me doing this because we don't know if I'm joking or not. Mm-hmm. That one, you were being you.
Okay.
What I've found is when Josh pulls the camera out and holds it and it looks at him, he sort of shifts personas.
Yeah.
But I think it's fully changing. My abuse, my my words of negativity have rubbed off, and that's why you abuse people, right?
I did do it a few times.
Did you?
Did it, yeah, I did it. I was like, maybe that was too much shtick.
I thought it was good. So yeah, the shtick, you put a bit too much shtick into it, but you were great. You had some breaking news.
Do you know who also does the same style of Insta stories as I do?
Yeah.
Peter Hellier,
like a bit of shtick.
Yeah, or just like he was just describing the fact that he was going to be on a radio show this morning. And he just sort of was stumbling.
What I did say to you yesterday, though, because we were doing it, and I know that was the other day, you did this awkward one where you like panicked and you were like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
But if you were really, really good at doing that, you're a bit of a maniac. Like if you're really good at just like, hey,
presenting,
guys,
sure.
Like, and it's so natural, because it's not a natural thing to hold the camera up in front of your face.
Not a maniac. I mean, Jules Lund does a good job. Maybe
maniac. Absolute maniac. Maniac in a nice way. Like it's a bit tweaked.
Maniac isn't psychopath. Can you actually look up what the definition of a maniac is? It's like a lunatic.
Lunatic,
I remember
maniac.
being called a lunatic a lot when I was a kid. You lunatic.
Anyway, I think you were nailing it. It was like you were on the ground in Afghanistan covering some live, Yeah.
So what for people who aren't across our Instagram, 3D Dill sent me a text message last night. And admin, I can't work out. Am I good at admin? I guess I'm not good at admin.
I don't know what being good at admin actually is. Admin's just something you start and you finish.
Or just like text me. If someone texts me back.
Oh, okay. You're still talking about personal admin.
Yeah. I don't think I'm great.
I think I think you're great with me. Mm-hmm. I look at my wife and I think she's horrible at admin. Yeah. But she's great with me.
Yeah, sure.
And so I think we all have people who we're really good at getting back to that are close to us in our lives, and then there's people in the outer that might send you something, and I think it's
not even the outer. Maybe it's just like it requires more thought.
If you got your circle of like close people, and then there's people on the peripheral. Got it. Did
I mean 97 maniac? What's the definition of maniac?
A person exhibiting extremely wild or violent behaviour, or an obsessive enthusiast.
Obsessive enthusiast could be it. A bit hyperbolic with that first explanation.
That's the primary one on Google. That's the first one.
And so personal admin.
Yeah.
I'm not always the best in the sense that a text message, especially if Brie and I are organising something with another couple, I don't tend to be the person in charge in the comms.
Yeah.
Actually, that reminds
But somehow you end up on the comms with a lot of the people we've been connected through with this show.
Yeah.
And so now you
I have to be semi-good. But this actually, it just reminded me of the this was from Shameless on their Instagram, a bit of a meme, which I liked from the other day. Every woman in my life juggling 3 jobs, does yoga, cooks, goes to therapy, remembers everyone's birthdays. Their boyfriends once almost made dinner reservations, but turns out the place was closed. It's literally so true. Well, it's like the other night I was like, you know what? I'll do the Uber Eats order. I did that.
You know, you can actually click onto and just order what you ordered last time and it'll just appear.
Well, because I haven't, Bree's always doing it. I don't have that option. But, and so but the place ended like I booked it and then it cancelled.
Oh no!
So that exact thing happened to me.
Okay, so you're in charge of the
3D deal comms.
3D deal comms, and he's messaged you last night because he was meant to be here this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It was the big arrival, and that's why you did this Instagram live.
Well, we're planning on Mr. 97, you and myself. We were meeting at Big Media Company HQ at 6 a.m. to then drive to Moorabbin Airport. Is that no? What airport is
he
it?
Flying on a little Cessna?
No, what is it called? What's our main
light aircraft?
What's the Melbourne International Airport?
Tullamarine Airport.
Tullamarine. Thank you, Jesus Christ.
Moorabbin Airport.
I just had a. Why have I got
He's
Moorabbin
flying in
Airport?
on a private jet.
Yeah.
How good would that be?
Why do I have Moorabbin Airport?
I don't know. You can't even fly out of there. Kings flies there with his lessons.
Ah, that's right. Maybe that's near where
Down near my parents' place.
Craig Harper's place.
Yeah, it's out that way.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, too much detail.
Yeah.
Got a text message from 3D Dill last night.
What time?
At 6:22 p.m. in Melbourne. What I'd known was he had flown from Toronto to Vancouver, and he had the flight from Vancouver to Melbourne. Interestingly enough, flying Air Canada, which I don't know if you remember, was my suggestion.
Well, 3D Deal is an internet friend who found us through another friend's podcast and then started listening to ours and then reached out and then said, I want to come to Australia to do an internship.
Yeah.
And Josh made this comment of like, Air Canada have sales on at the moment.
Can you also, would you say that if you were an individual, this would be less likely to happen? I think that you were more sort of not sure on the chance that this was going to happen.
Well, I think you can say that this podcast it creates. I was listening to, we're nowhere near there, but I was listening to Khalid, that singer. But he's like,
who is that?
He, young dumb. Anyway, he's just you know him. You love his
no.
Khalid. He's done songs.
Acoustics?
He does acoustics. He's got an amazing voice.
Where is he from?
Where did he say he was from? Pennsylvania or something? Usual African American dude.
Does he do Young
tall,
Blood?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that the song?
Yeah. I've heard
I don't
you
know
play
if it's
it.
Young Blood. Yeah,
Whatever
I'm not good at remembering stuff. Anyway,
he
we
said,
like DJ Khalid.
He said he's going on a stadium tour. And I'm not, as I say this more, we're not comparing ourselves. But
Sounds
I
like
liked
you
what
are.
he said. He said he's about to embark on this huge stadium tour for the first time ever. And he said, my life feels like I'm just showing up and all this stuff's happening. And I don't even know how we've got 3D Deal happening. It kind of just, it feels like it's just happened. And this person's moving here for 4 months. Mr. 97 feels like he just appeared somewhere.
Yeah.
And now we're in this new space.
We're in a vortex.
Isn't it weird thinking back on life? It just kind of has all happened. It's all happening.
Okay. And so anyway, we're not like Khalid.
Yeah, definitely not. Fucking not like him.
So we text message 6:22 p.m. Flight got delayed. I'll keep you guys posted as I get more info. And then he wrote, they think a goose flew in the engine. My favourite part about the whole thing is that it was a single goose. You hear about like geese. You
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
about
flock
like
of 'em.
a flock of birds, a single goose.
What is it a gaggle of geese? Because there's
Yes.
a flock of birds,
It sounds
a gaggle of geese. See if that's right. But
I
yeah,
think you know it's right.
no, I don't know it's right.
Well, it's
I just
a gaggle. Where would you use a gaggle?
gaggle
you're
of
right.
geese.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I like the rhyming of it.
Yeah.
Whoever came out with that, fucking.
But where else
thanks.
would you use the word gaggle?
A gaggle?
You gargle. How do
You
you, what's it-
gargle. You gaggle.
Can you look up gargle? The definition of gargle. Anyway,
I just picture a big fat goose. You know, like a big
yeah,
fat
yeah,
bellied,
that
like
just brought down Air Canada flight. Yeah. I'm done. Just into the engine.
But
anyway,
Air Canada won because it didn't take the aircraft down.
but it was when they were taking off. He said heard two big bangs and a flash of orange light, and they stopped the plane. What a way for the goose to go!
God, I'm looking forward to hearing about whether they actually got airborne or they were just on the runway.
Yeah.
Like it would be scary if he saw the flash.
Surely the goose knew what it was doing.
Like if you were to sort of define someone who was being a goose,
Yeah.
that fucking goose was a real goose.
What do you reckon the engineers that were dealing with the engine?
Oh, how annoying.
But I feel like there would have been such velocity that it would just be like
Oh,
all they're not finding bones and stuff in
can
the
you
engine.
can you look up
No, wait, we need to
goose
find
at
Can we find-
Vancouver Airport?
Can we just find out the definition of gargle?
Because it's seriously important to this.
This is a weird one. Wash one's mouth or throat with a liquid that is kept in motion by breathing through it with a gurgling sound.
Ooh.
Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting though? Because you never think about that gargle.
Yeah, so air has to be moving through it. Yeah, it makes sense from the action. But maybe it's a common thing. Geese at
Single goose.
the airport,
Yeah.
and they're cruising around.
Well, yeah. What does it take to make the news? Not that, obviously.
No, but maybe it's like a common occurrence of something going on. Anyway, he's safe,
Yeah.
but he didn't leave last night,
Mm.
which means he's not here today.
So I did an Instagram live stream where I connected to 3D Dill while he was in Vancouver Moorabbin Airport, Vancouver Airport,
Yeah,
and he was in a line. There was about 100 people in front of him,
yeah.
and they had to unboard or deplane.
Well, yeah. Then they have to account for everyone. That's why the line's there, because they're having to go. Who was flying? Put your hand up, like sign back in or whatever it is. Check back in. Fuck.
Well,
How
yeah,
annoying.
well, no. The hard thing is they have to get everyone into hotels.
Really.
So when that shit happens, yeah, I remember actually having my flight in Sydney in Australia. I don't know if they have this as much in the US and other parts of the world. They have what's it called when you can't fly, like the hours?
Like a shut off. They've got it in Sydney.
Yeah,
so there's
but
like
curfew.
so they've got it at Melbourne Airport too. That's why you can't fly. There's no like 1 a.m. flights to Sydney.
So last flight out of Sydney, I think to Melbourne might be 10:50 p.m. or something like that, based on curfews.
Yeah.
You want to try and avoid those flights because they're always going to be the ones that get cancelled.
Yeah.
And so I had a flight once where, annoyingly, I got. How about this for a story? Got early to the airport. They put me on it, like through my velocity status, put me on an earlier flight. That flight was delayed. The flight I was meant to go on ended up going, and my delayed flight never ended up leaving. And they hit curfew, and so they had to. And we went. They drove. How about this? The hotels, the closest hotel. This is at midnight. They put us on buses until it took us to, I think it's Wodonga. Is it Wodonga or
It's
no?
halfway.
No, maybe it's Wollongong.
Wollongong, yeah.
Wollongong.
That's still an hour.
2 hours. It was like 2 hours. And so we go on a bus to Wollongong for 2 hours. And then so we arrive at a hotel at 2 a.m. And then we had to be back on the bus at 5 a.m.
Fuck
to
that.
get our flight. I was like, if you'd told me this, I would have just stayed at the airport.
That is a horrible, horrible
Isn't that
story.
yeah.
It's awful.
As in good story, but like a horrible,
I get it. Thank you.
horrible part. I had the opposite. We were on the last flight out of Brisbane. I was filming up there, and I was luckily with someone who had gold status in Qantas, whatever it is, the high one. And we were in the business lounge, and the woman changed us both over to the earlier flight, and then our one got cancelled.
Okay, but the one, yeah.
But we didn't know we didn't know it was going to get cancelled when we rocked up to the airport. We just got there early.
Yeah,
so we got on the early one.
So I did an Instagram live stream with 3D Dill. He confirmed that he left at about what time? 9:45 a.m. in Vancouver, and he will be touching down at 7:28 p.m. here in Melbourne.
I looked when I got in this morning, looked at the flight follower, and you can see where he is. He's like, it'd be halfway now. He's just like over the ocean.
Yeah.
Hope there's no geese out there.
Or a single goose, as we...
single goose does the job.
Yeah. But I would suggest, if you're new to the Instagram account, if you follow us, The Daily Talk Show, go and... you've got probably, I don't know when you're watching this, if you're watching this on Friday, you might have a couple of hours left to watch the the recording of the live stream.
You said something to Mason and I yesterday, and it was, should I shave my head? And we gave you instant pushback, like we do in most things. But Mason and I were like, please don't.
Do you remember what could you have said that would have, when I was running?
When you were running, as in when you were running. I made a defamatory comment about the state of Josh's head, which I won't say on this podcast.
No, I'm not saying it.
Yeah. Which we all won't say it, and I'm happy for you to say it, but I'll just deny it furiously.
Yeah, well, you said that I look like a running lesbian, which is I actually feel bad for all lesbians if this is what their hair apparently looks like.
Just the back of your head just had this distinct. I felt like I was just had a moment, and it's what came to mind. Anyway,
do you regret the comment now?
No, I don't regret the comment.
Okay. But anyway, so then 2 hours later, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I understand if I think it's an insensitive comment, by the way.
It is insensitive, but
you can't say.
The fucking thing is, we all say insensitive shit. Not all of it's broadcasted on a podcast.
Sure.
So I try very hard not to say insensitive shit on this podcast.
That's good.
And I didn't choose to say that on this podcast.
Okay, great.
And I don't care who you are. You're fucking saying insensitive shit. And I know that I am insensitive in some respects, in some times. I think we all are. But isn't that human? I wouldn't say it to somebody, wouldn't say it if there was a group of lesbians around. I know it's upsetting but it's like I thought it was a joke. And so this is the thing. I didn't choose to bring it up.
Well, I think that,
You either bring it up to make me look bad.
No, it's not to look bad because we all say things that
we all say shit, but we don't bring it up on podcast space. Which
what do you think, 97? You're good at being sort of more.
Are you asking me if it's insensitive or not? Because that's another question. It is it is insensitive.
No, not even. I think there's a bunch of lesbians who'll be like, "That's fucking funny."
Yeah, and maybe. And if you're offended by it, I apologise. But that's the thing. I chose the moment when I said it.
Yeah,
and it was a great comment. Mr. 97 was on the ground laughing, and it was a high. We're all on a high.
and it's got more to do with me than it's got to do. And because if you look at some of the biggest lesbians that we have on showbiz, who is it? It's Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
Short hair.
I love her, yeah.
Who's another lesbian.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you're trying to defend my comment that I didn't air on this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you're also playing into a... the reason why I'm panicked is because someone said... and I said this in a post that I did on Instagram. Everyone's being nice to us in the reviews.
Oh yeah,
of the Daily Talk Show.
Yeah, and
someone said,
"What did they say?"
We got a few, but one of them was something along the lines of not being insensitive. Oh, sorry, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Interesting and funny. Great to listen to two guys who are clever and funny without being insensitive dickheads. We fucked it.
Well,
we're doing so well.
There was a great chance that what I said in the street with no cameras rolling.
Funny. But anyway, the point is now that it's my hair. Okay. I was suggesting potentially shaving my head.
Yeah. Okay. And you said that to us yesterday, and we were like, no, please don't. And you mainly said it because you can't be bothered to go get a haircut, which I fully know the feeling. It's like that. You got to go, got to sit down in the chair, spend money. So you're like, this is something easy that I could do, which is a bit erratic.
Well, it's not erratic, but it's erratic if I come to work with a shaved head.
Britney Spears-esque.
8 hours before I'm going to do it, I'm like, guys, should I shave my head? It's not very erratic.
Well,
it's premeditated at the highest level.
I did say it could be your last haircut if you do it.
Well, do you think that I don't think... Brie keeps telling me she thinks that my hairline's actually been this far back for years.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a chance, but it's hard. I mean, I reckon if I shaved my head now, I would look closer to being bald than when I shaved my head at 19, 18.
Okay.
And so
I think it's because of your age maybe as well.
But then I saw last night when I commented on the live feed, I said, you should shave your head, which made no sense in the context of the conversation of what you were doing. But then I think it was Andrew. Someone jumped on and said, yeah, you should shave your head, Josh. And then 3D Dill said,
I'll shave your head. So it's become a thing.
So maybe you have to have your head shaved.
I don't know. I was thinking about getting a haircut.
Shaved head? Or just
No. Well, because my thing was, I was like...
No, you weren't thinking about it. You promised it last Friday, 1 week ago.
But I'm thinking about actually getting it for Monday.
It's the weekend. We're going into the weekend.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's Fat Fridays and we've got these treats from the Thai place. I'm thinking about putting it in our intro.
Yeah, I like it. So we've gone and grabbed a couple of little snacks. And the thing about this Thai place is there is a massive Thai community that are coming here. And now it makes sense. These are people who probably lived in Thailand and they want what they grew up with because everything there is like legit. Like it's authentic, imported, like traditional stuff. What?
Oh, it's just funny, the legit, like...
It's legit.
I like that 90s.
No, it's legit. It's like
you should start like a legit supermarket.
Okay, you go to Coles. They've got an international section. And maybe it's legit, but it's got a phone call. It's
definitely going to go through the thing. That's okay.
I'll take that off. Yeah, and so you're getting like a little offering. There's a New Zealand section, Mr. 97. Did you know that at Coles?
No, I didn't.
Very expensive.
Is it?
Yes.
Jet planes.
Yeah. They've got Chinese. They've got Chinese.
But the jet planes are super expensive. We'll just I
don't even know what jet planes are.
Hookups.
I don't know what jet planes are.
They're Pascal's lollies.
Oh yeah.
Did Brendan leave them voicemail?
No. Anyway, so these are we don't know what these are.
Yeah. So how about can we do this?
Yeah.
So we've got 3 different things. I think that we have to play some form of game because I think there's I have my eye on certain things that I want to eat and certain things I don't want to eat.
Okay.
Given there's 3 of us, I think that we all should have to try one of them.
Yeah, great.
And so how could we do it so that out of luck or chance, we end up deciding who eats what? We can't use a fucking coin because unfortunately coins don't have 3.
Okay, so No, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Why don't we just? Why don't we just?
Should we end the show?
Why don't we just make Mr. 97? He's an easy target. We make him eat the one we don't want to eat, and that has to be first.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
So we've got 3 things here. One is like what I'm holding right now is this. It looks like a ginormous Pringle container. So it's like it's a tin, and it's got a big crab on the front. So, I mean, I really want to try this. Do you want? Oh, it's gonna.
You know, it's serious when it's got like a ring opener, can opener. Can you do it in the mic so people can hear?
Oh, hang on.
Oh, you can't do it. Can I do it? Yeah, I'll do it.
Hang on, I got it.
Can't do it.
I got it. Here we go. Oh, sounds like tennis balls. Hang on. Oh, that was so good.
That made my gums tingle.
They smell amazing. Have a little sniffy sniff. What do they smell like? They smell like prawn crackers.
Yeah.
They smell like...
Actually, I'm okay eating it, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try these.
So they're fried crab chips. We know ASMR. Crisp from real, natural...
crab.
Well, they don't say that. There's a picture of a crab.
There's a whole bunch of stuff you can't read. They're called fried crab chips. Yummy.
All right,
they're really nice.
So really it actually turns out that maybe there's nothing that 97 needs to... They've got a real crunch to them.
They're
97, do you want to grab them without knocking the camera too much? Because we're in a cubby house now, so the floor moves a little bit. But so you bring it over, 97s, and try it on mic. Tell us what you think. What do you think?
Yeah, pretty good actually.
Yeah.
They're not as fishy as what you'd think.
They're really good. I reckon we say that's last. Josh, you picked out something that was like a goldy bronze packet. What is in that?
Yeah, so this it's in Thai, but it says tamarind, tamarind, candy, artificially flavoured.
Okay.
They've led with that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
They're
you
honest.
have to. Maybe that's like you got to.
And so we'll try this now. So I was asking about candies.
Yeah. You wanted the sweet stuff.
Oh, they're all
in packets.
Yeah, little packets. 97 won't like this due to the amount of packaging that's used.
I mean, these feel so like they're like mindless little treats. You know, like you end up just fucking smashing so many of them.
Yeah, it's like my Mentos issues.
They are weird, man. What is that?
Do you like it or no?
It's like on the way to being caramel, but then it tastes a bit fruity. That's bizarre.
I'm
taking them out because they're a nightmare to do a podcast with.
What do you think, 97?
Unusual,
Did you work out what tamarind is?
It's a I think it's a pod-like fruit, edible pulp. It looks like it's in a pea shoot or whatever.
Oh, it looks like
and
a
so
little looks like a little pea pod.
Little peanuts?
pea pod.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like peas.
Yeah.
If we were to only eat stuff based on the official definition,
What?
just like I think when you think about what chocolate is, for instance,
Yeah.
a Snickers bar is made up of cacao. With like you could actually get really sort of like I think everything if you were to use the official definition.
Oh, yeah. In the sales of it or just the
Exactly.
ingredients?
Yeah, well, just like if that was like on the menu, if it was done like a Google definition, you probably wouldn't need as much.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So I'm opening up this third thing, which it's a cake. It's some random cake. It says
This is actually what I picked.
young coconut chiffon cake.
What does it smell like?
Coconut, a little bit of coconut.
Can I smell it?
I'm just going to get a little spoon into it.
We only
There you
have
go.
spoons here.
What do you eat cake with?
A fucking fork.
Really? You can eat it with a spoon. Why not?
Not this sort of cake.
Really? All right, we're getting into it.
Okay.
Let's have a quick
So
look. It's like a sponge cake. Looks like a big...
I'm still eating my tamarind.
Mm.
Oh, it looks good.
It's a bit
Plain.
of nothing. It's pretty... It's fucking...
But that's what I think 97, you can get a spoon and try some in a sec if you like.
You want some? Yeah.
Oh, he's going to throw it to you. There we go. Perfect. The sponge cakes when I was growing up, huge. But I think I'm thinking about it. The cream was a big part of it.
Yeah, that needs some... I think if you poured cream all over that, ice cream or something, that'd be really nice. But I'm
Can
just
you
gonna,
talk for a few minutes? While I
so
finish it?
we also got this drink. Well, I bought this the other day. It looks so interesting. It's like a electric blue colour with little chia seeds.
Chia seeds,
You reckon they are?
Yeah.
That have sort of now they look like
Tadpoles.
Yeah, tadpoles. They're in this little casing. Anyway, I'm going to try this just to wash all this crap down. Oh, that's just get your nose on that, big boy.
Oh, so I'm not going to have any because when I was a kid, I was allergic to the colour blue.
Were you allergic to the colour blue, like you say that deodorant
allergic to
gives you
fuckwits?
asthma?
Yes.
Okay, so unproven, very unscientific. All right, here we go. That's quite nice.
I like the coconut cake, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of nothing. Like the problem is.
So I could eat a whole one.
Yeah, that's the problem. Anyway. All right, that's it. We're wrapping it up. It's
Okay.
last one.
Oh, you don't have the. There you go. Good save.
So we're looking forward to Monday's going to have 3D Deal here in the studio. We're picking him up tonight from the airport. Have we thought about taking him out for dinner? Have we thought about getting him some bit of food?
Yeah, what could we we'll work something
we could
out?
shoot straight back out this way.
Go from,
Take him to a nice. We could take him to the office. We could get him back here, do a tour.
geez, he'll be late by then.
Yeah, he'll be
He's staying at my place.
He'll be so tired.
What could we get that's really easy?
Pizza.
I had pizza last night.
Nah, well, that's your problem. Did
I've
you have
got
pizza
2
last
slices.
night,
No, I
Mason?
didn't have pizza last night.
No.
I had chips as well, so we can't have
Pizza and
chips.
chips?
They did Laser Pig do a not sharing meal deal
Yeah.
for one,
Okay.
but it's way too much for one person.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But you did it.
yeah, actually,
Maybe
that's
we
one
could take
other
him for
thing.
burgers. We could take him for burgers.
One thing, the Deliveroo subscription service that you were throwing shade at,
which was
the other day.
$15 a month.
19, I think.
$19 a month. So
Free delivery.
you're paying $19 a month to get delivery
Special
included.
discounts. Mm.
But is that?
But if you do it more than 4 times a month,
Yeah, and so
paying
that's
for
what I
itself.
threw under the bus, that they were promoting it. Like, guys, check this out. It's a subscription service so you can get free delivery, which isn't free delivery. If you use it 4 times a month, 4 divided by 19 is your delivery cost.
yeah,
Which means it's more than, it's $1. How much is a delivery? $5?
yeah, I think
So
so.
you're getting a saving of $1 per month if you order once a week through Deliveroo.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of people who would order it more than once a week.
Yeah, and so
Anyway,
and my point
I'm
was the
trialing the
people.
subscription.
Free
Yes,
trial.
free trial, 7 days.
Yeah, great.
But what will happen after 7 days? They'll
I'll
tick
forget
over
about
and
it.
charge you.
Automatic
Yeah.
billing. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Bree got it on hers as well but then she was out last night, so I couldn't use hers, so I had to fend for myself and
Yeah.
downloaded the Deliveroo app and stuff. And
Yeah.
But so we've got 2 subscriptions going at the moment.
Mm.
Another thing that's you can subscribe to now.
What is it?
You know the brand of headphones that you wear. They're a Melbourne company that will listen and be able to play music or sounds through your headphones that are designed specifically for you. So it does like an ear profile of how you listen. What's it called? 97 Neural.
Yeah, I've seen them on Kickstarter or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's pretty high tech.
Yeah, I think a company in Melbourne, Tricycle Development or whatever. I've done some filming with them before, but they were involved. But anyway, they're now doing a subscription service for headphones.
Interesting.
So you pay a monthly fee, and the idea is that really good headphones are expensive, and so you can subscribe. I can see a lot of people pushing back on it based on everything's a fucking subscription. We don't own anything.
And so then you can give them back and get new ones, or is it like swapping
Yeah.
over?
I think 97's actually looking at the details of it.
That'd make more sense. I like that. That's better than a Deliveroo subscription.
It's not a plan, so it's like not locked in.
So
You
that's
can
a good
return.
That's a good subscription. It
Mm.
makes sense to go. You don't have to.
What are
pay
your
upfront.
go-to subscriptions? What do you got?
Gym?
Should you get like a nappy? Like you, Amy was off getting nappies last
That'd be a
night.
good idea.
Why don't you just? Surely, do you know how many old mate?
Old mate
young
Bodie.
mate, young mate, Bodies?
Young mate Bodie goes through. I don't know. He goes through a bunch.
3 a day.
Well, yeah. If he does 3 poos a day, he could go through 4 a day, 4 or 5 sometimes.
What's the difference between a 4 and a 1?
3
Constipation.
3 poos and 1 when he gets up.
But what's a good day? As in not doing it much. So you go on a day where it's like
no 3. I reckon 3's the low. Like you're doing well if he gets
1 at 8 a.m.,
Mm.
1 at midday,
Yeah,
1 just
before bed.
okay.
But then
He's
that's
essentially
pretty
got a
good then.
toilet routine in his pants.
Yeah, I think they do start to get a little toilet routine.
Uh-huh.
He's been starting to tell us that he's needs to go and do a poo.
Mhm.
Last night, I just finish off.
I'm
I
just gonna eat the cake while you tell the shit story.
What
What is it?
Not
What's
telling
the
it.
icing?
not
stuff?
telling it. You said it was a shit story.
No. Okay, well done. What's this? Do we think?
It was not a shit story, as in it's not a poo story. It was really, Mason probably get a tear in his eye. Last night I just started singing him. He was in my arms and he had his little towel wrapped around just after he'd had a shower, and we had no nappies, and so we're like, fuck. Amy had to quickly run to the shops, and so I had him nude in a nappy, which he could
mean in
pee,
a
but
towel?
Sorry, I had him nude in a towel. He
Mhm.
could wee into the towel, which wouldn't have mattered. But I started singing him "Rockabye Baby" in the treetops, and he just started blinking, And I kept on going, and he fully was crying. He just fully started crying.
Stop singing.
No, I stopped singing. He said, more. And he was really sad about the baby in the crib falling out of the tree.
Ah.
Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. And then
What's the next bit? When
when
did it fall?
something the branch breaks, the baby will fall. Something like that. And he's just fully like tears out of his eyes. It was
You never think about it as a sad song, do you?
No, but he's just in touch with his emotions. Wow. It was full on. Anyway, that was my night last night. And then you called.
Yeah, that was
He's
live
like,
streaming.
Hi Josh. Hello.
And I apologise because he said, go away, Goose. And I thought he said, go away, Josh. And I said to him to go away.
No, he said go away goose, which get the goose out of the engine.
Mm-hmm. It's a daily talk show. Thanks for all the podcast reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
I won't bother reading them out, but I appreciate them. You appreciate them too. We all appreciate them.
Thanks, guys.
Hi at thedailytalkshow.com is our email. Otherwise, we'll see you on Monday. Today's Friday. Monday with 3D Dill live in the studio. See you on Monday.
See you guys.